Hey guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to talk a little bit about rear diffusers. And so what we've got here is it's actually going to be off of, I believe it's a Nissan Maxima. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain it's a Nissan Maxima. And so of course we've got everything prepped out. We've got everything ready to go, ready to dip. But a couple of things to, of course, note and to look at. So of course we have the fins that are going across right here. We have some deep little inserts on each side of this, and of course it's pretty big. I mean, just looking at it in general, I mean, this is a really big part. And so of course we've got it all prepped out, ready to go in the carbon fiber that we're going to be doing. But one thing to kind of just keep in mind is that inevitably with these fins right here, as it rolls down into these little areas right here, you're always going to get stretched no matter what. The only way to prevent that is to either come back, black these in, or do these in a separate dip, but you're still going to get the stretch, so it's almost kind of not even worth it. Other thing is inevitably you're going to trap air possibly in maybe this area or this area, so just be mindful of that as you're dipping it down into the water. You still want to keep those angles and such. And then of course the other thing is that you've got a long piece of material that you're gonna have to lay down, and you're going to have to hold this a certain way. Of course not like this, because you're gonna have fingerprints here, but you're gonna have to hold this in a way that you can go all the way down with it. So definitely a very complex piece that you need to be looking at and knowing to make sure that you have everything set up properly, so that way whenever you go to dip it, you know exactly what you're doing, you know exactly the angle that you're going with it, and of course you know how it needs to go down in the water, so that way you maximize the dip and get as little air pockets as possible. So let's go ahead, let's get started with this thing, and let's show you guys the end result. So let's get started. All right, so we've got this laid out on the table here. So of course this is a quite large piece for the dip tank. Now of course it's not as big as our dip tank, so we still have enough room, but we are pretty much almost maxed out on it. So you can see here, we're gonna give ourselves a few inches on each side just to make sure that we have plenty of room for the dip. So of course, same over here, a couple of inches, and then we will go ahead and give ourselves maybe even like 6 inches on this side, just to make sure that we have plenty of room all the way around. And so even though I'll do that, all right, perfect. And of course the other thing that we're going to do is that we've got plenty of room, maybe even like 4 to 6 inches right here, which is more than enough. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take it about 4 to 6 inches up here, and I'm actually going to try not to rip it. Apparently it's wanting to rip. Thankfully that's not in the dipped area, and probably be a good idea to get a new blade. But in this case, I can take that, pull that down, and get all of this. Okay. So of course, if you had a smaller piece like that, you could use that for something else. This right here, thankfully it's not going to be in the way as we're dipping it, so we can go ahead and not worry about that. Now again, if you wanted to, you could put a piece of tape on here, or of course get another piece. In this case I think we're going to be fine, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to probably get some help on this. We'll lay this down in the water and get everything ready to go and show you guys what we're going to do about dipping it. So let's get started. So this is not going to be usable. You can clearly see we've got a lot of spots all in here, all right in here. So of course carbon is definitely not going to work in a situation like this. That would have shown up all through the part itself. So we're gonna go ahead, grab another piece and try it again. So we've got everything dipped and of course clear coated on the diffuser, and it came out looking amazing. Now of course we did have a few minor touch-ups which we already knew that was going to happen, but we touched those up and of course everything looks really good. We've got a really good high gloss on it. Customers definitely going to love it. So definitely let me know what you think on the comments. Would you have done anything differently? Would you have blacked out any areas? Or of course would it maybe even look better with a different film? Always love to hear your comments and what your opinions are on that matter. If you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you subscribe to our weekly tips and tricks on anything hydrographics related. Also, definitely check out the website. The website has everything that you need for water transfer printing. So if you need anything from films to activator, even machines like this or anything like that, definitely check out the website. It has all that information for you. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and this is how we customize your world. We'll see you guys next time.